One of the things that can be stressful, and certainly that can add to the stress level for many people, are the amount of distractions that we face in today's modern world. There are so many different types of distractions, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're out and about. You could probably name 10 different things off the top of your head that can serve as a distraction as you're trying to focus, as you're trying to get something done, as you're trying to get somewhere. So today I want you to think about distractions. What kinds of distractions do you experience in your own life? You may start with some of the most common ones that you experience yourself, and you may choose to work your way down to some of the less common ones, but distractions nonetheless. The list will be a little bit different for everybody, but the bottom line is this. Once you get a sense of what kind of distractions you deal with on a regular basis, probably on a daily basis, it's time to consider, what are those distractions costing you? Collectively, what are they causing? What kind of stress are they causing in your life? How are they adding to stress in your life? Are they in themselves the stressors, or do they bring about the stressors? How much time are the distractions in your daily experience causing you? How much in terms of productivity are the distractions in your life causing you? So those are all the kinds of things to consider, because so often we get accustomed to things, even distractions, and they become part of our norm, and so they no longer stand out to us. They become almost invisible. But despite of the fact that we're used to them, despite of the fact that they've become part of our normal, despite of the fact that we don't even notice them anymore, they still continue to be harmful, to be stressful, to cause things to be not where we want them to be, to increase stress, to cause havoc in our lives. So just because something is familiar doesn't mean that it's good for you. So start by recognizing, naming what some of your distractions are, and then figure out what those distractions are bringing to your reality. What are they costing you in terms of time, in terms of productivity? Once you know that, only then can you make the conscious decision to do something about those distractions. Because if you don't know what you don't know, you can't make any changes. But once you know what your distractions are, once you know what they're costing you, then you can do something about it. You can purposely work towards either eliminating those distractions altogether, or for those that maybe are not in your full control, you cannot eliminate altogether, you could at least work on minimizing them. And that in itself can also be very helpful. So once you know what your distractions are, once you know what they're costing you, you can proactively work on eliminating, or at the very least, minimizing them. And remember that this will be a work in progress. This is about changing bad habits into good habits, or into behaviors that are helpful rather than harmful. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get it fixed in one take, in one day. Expect to have to practice this until you get better at it. Remember, practice makes better. So you have to be proactive. You have to be engaged. But the payoff will be wonderful. So what kind of distractions do you have in your life? Some of the common ones are things like the phone. Everybody's looking at their phone all the time, it seems. So it could be the phone, all of the notifications, all of the ringing and beeping and buzzing and chiming. it's enough to distract you most of the day. Maybe it's your email, maybe it's social media. That's a big one for a lot of people. One of the best ways is to turn off those notifications. Might be hard at first, but again, practice makes better. Maybe it's the TV. Maybe you are binge watching whatever you like to watch for hours at a time without realizing how much time it's wasting for you. That's not to say you don't deserve some downtime and some rest and relaxation, but there's a big difference between taking some time to yourself and binge watching seasons at a time, which is only something that's possible in our modern world. That was not something you could do back in the day. But that's costing you a lot of time. And when you squander your time, you have to pay for it somewhere, in the sense that now you're in a pinch, you're in a crunch for time, for getting other things done, other things that you could have or should have been doing that need your attention, that need to get done. So it's not about not taking time off to enjoy something else. It's about a balance. Maybe one of your distractions is a chatty coworker. You have to find a professional, tactful, friendly way of getting away from that, so that you're not subject to their endless chatting at work, and now you can't get anything done. So now you feel the stress of falling behind in your work. For some people, being nosy is one of their biggest distractions, and maybe that's you. You just can't seem to keep your nose out of anything and everything and everybody else's business, and that takes up a lot of time. So once again, it takes up your time, and it takes away your time, your ability to do something else in the time that you should be doing it, because you're a busybody, you're nosy, you're in everybody else's business. And some of you are probably laughing because maybe that's you, or maybe that's someone you know. Some of you may be in complete denial. That's okay. It'll come to you. But these are just some examples. So the bottom line is this: figure out what your distractions are. Figure out what they're costing you, and make a conscious effort, a proactive approach to eliminating, or at the very least, minimizing as many of these distractions as possible, and regain the balance, regain the control, so that these distractions are not contributing to the amount of stress in your life. If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the link below.